Hey guys! Today I decided to work on my house number. Right now it's small and not very visible from the street. My plan is to make a DIY illuminated house number that is bigger and bolder than what I have currently. So let's get to it. I have these leftover wood planks in my garage. I want to put them into some use. I have a lot, so you might see me using them time to time. I removed these from this fake table we made. I used it for staging when I flipped this house. They were just nailed down on a metal frame just for the look. I decided to use these MDF numbers. I got them from an arts and crafts store a while back to make a mold for resin pour, but I never got a chance, so I thought I use them for this project. I needed to seal them real well to make them waterproof. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. I guess time will show me that. I had this black paint already. It's for high heat. I think very appropriate for my purpose. I applied a couple of coats of this to seal them well. While the numbers are drying, I cut 3 pieces of this wood to make a base for the numbers. They are 10.5 inches wide. I used my miter saw to cut them, but if you don't have a power saw, you can always use a hand saw. This is a tongue and groove plank and I will glue them each other like this. But before that I went back to my numbers. I sprayed the other side, waited for it to dry and used this liquid gold leaf paint to paint the sides. In order to make these really waterproof, I also used urethane spray that is made by Veritane that seals out the water and is for exterior surfaces. But before I apply this on my numbers, I wanted to get the screw holes ready so I can add some of those urethane in those holes to, waterproof them as well. While I'm drilling those holes, can you kindly hit the like button for me? That will be a great help for my channel. Thank you for your support. I used painter's cones to lift them up off the surface. Shook well my can and start applying. You're supposed to add very thin layer of this material. Otherwise it takes very long time to dry and you have to wait until it's totally dry to put the second coat. So I think I put more than thin layer, so you will see what I mean soon. While they are drying, I went back to my wood base. I need to cut this extra piece sticking out. So again, I used my miter saw, but that was too short for this length. I have to do it from both sides. But I think I did a good job lining up. Looks like a perfect cut. I attached the 3 pieces together by using a wood glue. I made sure to leave some little gap in between. Then put some weight on them and let them dry for a while. Here is my light. It's a solar powered LED light string. I like the solar power idea. Probably winter time it won't be so great, but oh well. LED light itself is 9 feet long and then plus this wire, thin wire that goes to the solar panel. It's quite a thick material. It feels sturdy. And there were some screws, stake. This is the solar panel and some attachment piece. Just put it together very simply. I wanted to test to see if it was working. Red button is power button. I turned it on, nothing happened, but once I pressed green it was on. So you can change the settings. It has several different kind of settings and it has a small remote. Pretty cool. I went back to my base to add these 2 pieces of wood as a support and also to raise it up a little bit. I used exterior screws, 1.25 inches in length. Then I went ahead and sprayed the wood base with urethane as well. I left this wood outside for a long while, probably almost a year, just to test it out, and nothing happened. But just in case, I just wanted to protect it. I just want to share with you what happens when you don't listen manufacturer's recommendation. I used not too thin, kind of a thick coat of this urethane, and I got this bubbly, wrinkly texture on my numbers. I share this with you so you don't waste your time trying to get rid of it. So I am going to sand it down and hopefully get rid of most, but I am planning to put several more layers of urethane, but once it's hanged in place, because it's taking very long time between coats. It's supposed to be 2 hours between coats, but mine's are about 5-6 hours. That's because I use the thick coat. So I'm just gonna go ahead, apply a one thin coat, and rest will be after I hang the sign. It looked too flat, so I decided to raise them up off the board. I had these IKEA tile pieces. They have this plastic backing that keeps the wood raised off the concrete or wherever you apply those wood. So I decided to use those as my spacers, and you can use something else. You can use a washer if you like, as long as they're exterior grade, or you can use a little plastic pipe, anything that is waterproof. I plan to apply silicone to those screw holes when I'm ready to hang the sign. I used 4 3-inch long exterior screws. They are long enough to go through the sign to the wood siding of the house. And finally, it was time to attach the light to the back of the sign. It was a hard, sturdy material. I couldn't bend it this way, so I had to use it sideways to attach it. And since it was too long, it's about 9 feet long, the LED light part, and my sign is very small, so I decided to use 2 rolls around the sign, but I still had extras. I had to use some tape to hold it down when I was wrapping it around twice. I used exterior nails to keep them in place. And for the tail, I used a wire holding clamp. This is the only thing is not exterior grade. It will probably rust, but oh well, it's not holding anything serious, just holding the tail. I'm gonna go see how it turned out. So that white wire is definitely a big no-no. I have to do something about that. Also, I need to conceal the screw heads with black paint and put several coats of urethane to make the numbers smooth and uniform. And here's the nighttime. There's another problem here. You can't see the numbers. So what's the point of having this now, right? Now I have to figure out how to light up the numbers, but I ran out of time for this week. That's gonna have to be a part 2. Sorry about that, guys. Once I make that video, the link should be right above here and also at the end of this video. Thank you for visiting, and I will see you next time. Bye.